Hey everybody, it's Jeremiah. Today's topic is going to be about divorce rates with people with mental illness, especially bipolar people. So, as there is a number being kicked around, and it says it's 90% of all marriages with somebody with a bipolar person, it'll end up in divorce. Well, they're just numbers that's being kicked around. There's never been a full scientific test done on that number of 90%, whether it's over 1 year, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. We've never had a full report on that one. There was one that was done in Japan, and they had 1,071 outpatient people that they like to follow around for 2 years. And in that 2 years, they found that people with bipolar did divorce at a higher rate of 2.8%. That's not a grand big number, but it is elevated from a normal marriage. And then in America, we did a study, and that one found out that more likely it's 2 to 3% higher with bipolar, whether it ends up in divorce or separation, than the national average of normal households. There wasn't one more that was done. It was over 19 different countries. And they found out that divorce rate was higher to 80%. But the problem with that one was set up for just mental illness. It wasn't correlated just to bipolar people. So overall, as much as yes, relationships deteriorate quicker with people with bipolar, there is many reasons behind it. A lot of it is more of when somebody goes into a manic episode and a argument entails, it will escalate a lot quicker, and it can be scary for both parties in that. There's a lot of times when society norms, stigma will put pressure onto a marriage. Out of a marriage, I think with bipolar, well, somebody with bipolar in the marriage needs to address concerns with a therapist, a psychiatrist. The other party that's not bipolar needs to understand the likelihood of what will happen in a bipolar relationship. There can be a huge depression that kicks in with the bipolar person. Sometimes, as I say, with manic episodes, there is an anger management part that can rear its ugly little head. So I think that whenever somebody's considering getting married, to go talk to a therapist, to go talk to a psychiatrist, to go and find out what you will be dealing with. And it's not with all people. My partner and I, we've had a couple of arguments. It's never got physical and never got violent, but we've been married 7 years together, 8.5 years. So I think we're doing well. He knew what he was getting into. I made him read a couple of books about people with bipolar and how to deal with people with bipolar. And then I did take him to see my therapist, and she advised him on what could happen, not necessarily what will happen. And this was all to prevent us going through a divorce, but also I wanted him to not throw it back in my face and say I didn't know this was going to happen. I wanted him to know that this is the likelihood that could happen in a marriage. Anyway, I'm going to end it there, and I'm going to look for more topics to talk about. All right, you guys have a great weekend, because it is Friday here. And I'll talk to you guys another time. All right, you take care. Bye.